The first CS2 major just ended. In a very surprising fashion, Navi ended up winning over FaZe, the number 1 ranked team currently, while Navi is the 6th ranked team in the world currently. Few things. Now, the CS Twitter account tweeted that Counter-Strike is the greatest game on this planet. Now, obviously it's just a little joke, right? Let's be honest, the game is definitely not the best on this planet, not in any country probably, considering the cheating issues. Usually we do get an update after a major. Now, can we hope for a better anti-cheat? Possibly. Is it a massive cope at this point? Most likely, since we know Valve is currently... Valve is... they're probably listening to the feedback, but they're not saying anything. It's the Valve way, pretty much. At this point, we're all used to it. If you've played CSGO, you know that sometimes you'll wait years, you'll wait forever for things to be fixed. And now there has been some takes against the cheating issue. Mainly, first thing I can think of is from Richard Lewis, who is a popular esports journalist, also a desk host in lots of the events currently. He took a little break for a couple of years. Now he's back. He just recently was in the last major, as we all know, if we watched it. And he came out and said that pretty much cheating is not an issue. It's just a skill issue. You don't know what you're talking about. All this stuff. Yeah, Reddit is just complaining, right?
I don't accept that there are more, that just because CS2's come out, there are now more cheaters as a percentage than there were in CSGO. Don't see why that would be the case. People say, but Richard, they've got a leaderboard. So, pre-leaderboard, people wanted to be global. People cheated to get to global. So I don't know. I reject that premise until you can show me some data. Show me the data, there's more cheaters, and I'll come along with you. I also don't believe that there is a fucking... Like, I don't believe there is a cheater in every game, at every level of play, like people complain about. I see the crying on Reddit is so divorced from reality. And then you will see clips of people making good plays and being accused of being a cheat. It never ever occurs to the person getting gaped that maybe they just suck. And that's the problem. The statistics lend themselves to you sucking is way more likely than them cheating. And until the Counter-Strike community can accept that fact, and it is a statistical reality, that you cannot have a sensible conversation about anti-cheat cheating, the cheating problem. It has to start there.
If you played enough Counter-Strike, you know that there's people that you headshot them, they go aimbot, wallhack, blah 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 blah. But it's been very clear with the amount of spin botting and everything, it's completely gotten out of hand. Now, at the end of Global Offensive, personally, I didn't see any spin botting. The worst I would see is wall hacks. Sometimes they would have backtrack, but very rarely. Mostly it was people hiding their wall hacks. Now, since CS2, I've seen everything. I've seen spinning, I've seen no recoil, I've seen AWP rapid fire, Scout rapid fire, Nova rapid fire. It's like every single gun has been broken in every single way, and somehow the system completely does not detect that, which is actually nuts. How do you not detect a shotgun shooting everything out in one shot? Now, the only substantial update that we've had in recent history is a few months ago we had the Arms Race update. Now, with the Arms Race update, we got back an old mode that we had in Global Offensive with 2 of the maps that we used to have, Baggage and Shoots. Now, including that, there was some improvements to the peeker's advantage. Personally, I noticed that you can actually kind of hold an angle now without being Ferrari peaked every single time, which is huge. Very, very nice. That I'm not taking anything away from that. Now, my complaint is that while we got an old mode back, with all the issues in the game, we get a new case, and people are seemingly fine with it. I mean, even back then, 2 months ago, when this update released, cheating was already a problem. And you're telling me that instead of actually doing something something substantial to combat this. We get a new case just so we can watch YouTubers open 100 cases and whatever, for get more people into the skin market and all that, while we watch the game die because no one does anything. And let's not even talk about the other problems with gambling, what all the skin gambling has done to the game. Because when we look at the last major that we had now, that I mentioned earlier, the stage got rushed by another owner of a gambling site. He hired people to rush the stage because one of his competitors was sponsoring G2. So during the G2 versus Mouse, some people rushed the stage in protest of the gambling site CSGO Roll, because apparently CSGO Roll is a scam. It was pretty much like a gambling turf war. I saw someone say that we had a gambling turf war in the middle of the major. It's gotten so bad that the gambling aspect is now affecting even the majors. It's probably only gonna get worse, and the sad part is that the fans of the game will suffer because they will have to increase the security by a lot every single time something like this happens. So the only people that are losing out will be the fans. The gambling sites don't lose anything. They will still be sponsoring teams, they will be fighting each other, making drama. So I'd like to say that Counter-Strike is not the best game on the planet. It could be the best HVH game on the planet,